Hi everyone, welcome to this live video. I thought I would do a video on healing after heartbreak. It's been a question that's come up a lot by you guys and a concept that I talk through with my clients all the time. And so I give an analogy and I thought I'd share it with you guys because I've had feedback that it's super helpful and I thought I could share it with a wider audience to see if you guys find that helpful too, to heal yourself, feel great after you've healed yourself, and you don't have to feel stuck and feel really sad and down after someone has hurt you or broken your heart. And so I've drawn this amazing drawing. Please don't judge my artwork. I'm a coach. I am not an artist, but I do love kind of giving a visual, so I thought this might help you guys. I am on a mission to help people really love and accept themselves for who they are and live a life where women no longer have to feel guilty for putting themselves first, for caring for themselves. And what we don't actually realize is that when we do that, we actually open ourselves up to a way higher frequency of love and just so much more joy than we could ever imagine. And I want that for you too. So here is the analogy that I use, and it's been pretty powerful so far. It is the concept of that you are your own world. And we kind of really are. Like, we're kind of like a grain of sand just going in the universe. But if you can think of yourself as your own world, I think that becomes really powerful, because every world has an ecosystem, a system that runs this world, and everything is recyclable and everything is achievable, and it has so much potential to become whatever it was designed to become, right? And I want you to think about everyone else as a world as well. So they have their own worlds. And you know, this could be your partner at the time, this can be your children, you've got your friends, your work, all of the areas. And connecting these worlds, I like to think of as like a bridge. We have bridges to all these worlds. And that's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility to have bridges to all these worlds and to be a part of their ecosystem as well. You can think of it like you've got your own internal resources, which is your personality and your traits and the skills that you are learning in your life to, you know, have discipline, to be resilient, to learn all the things, but you might learn practical skills like playing the piano. All of them are internal, and you work on them. Some might not be a strength, but you can make them a strength. But there are resources that we need externally as well. We need connection with other worlds for our world to function. And this is why we talk about avoidant attachment. We detach our bridges from all these worlds, but we do tend to suffer in this individualistic culture with a lot more loneliness, right? So we need connection. But what's happening is we're so scared of connection because when this, let's just say this is our partner, okay? I'm going to use my life as an example. My partner kind of promised to be a part of this ecosystem to help this run because that helps the children run as well. And unfortunately, he had an affair multiple times and I could no longer be a part of that because what it was doing was destroying my ecosystem and my self-worth and belief and value. And so these bridges you can think of as boundaries. Who you let in to this gate, how far you let them in and how often is how well your system runs. Something else I like to think of is that you can leave your world too. You go off into someone else's world. And this is where, I don't know if you've ever had this, but let me know if you do in the comments. You feel like you're giving and giving and giving, and then someone does that to you and you're like, what the what is happening? I've given all of this to you, and then you go back to your world and it is on fire. You've given yourself no time, and you've been in this world and that world, and you actually don't see that your own world is crumbling around you. And this is where it gets to the danger point. This is where, when these connections are cut, you know, children leave home, partner leaves, people don't talk to them anymore, you lose your job. We go back to our own world and we don't recognize. And I have known so many women that have turned around and said, I just don't know who I am anymore. And that's exactly where I was. I looked in the mirror and I just did not know who I was. And I looked around at my world and I was like, this is not the thriving self that I really want it to be. So that kind of explains how it works, and that when we end a relationship, so heartbreak it's really, really detrimental to our world, because it really threatens the foundations of our ecosystem. Losing a partner often means losing financial stabilities, things that fund your ecosystem to keep you healthy and in check. And obviously the responsibilities that you have to your children if you have them. So it really is shattering. What's really important is that when that happens, this is the healing part. You have to return to your world. Now, a lot of the times we think of coping mechanisms and we go to each other's world to try and fix them and to feel better. And don't worry, we all do it. I've done it. There's a time and a place to work through healing. But when you feel like you're ready to come back to your world and look at what's around you, it's time to ask those questions. What does it take for my world to thrive? And that's something as women that we feel bad about. We just feel like, no, because I'm the least important, and as long as my kids are okay, but they can't thrive without the resources from your world. And when you want to attract a new partner in with a new world, you're attracting people who want to scavenge from that world. And we want to create a world that is thriving, so that the next world that comes in is vibrating on the same beautiful energy as you. And when people do come in to do the wrong thing by you, your boundaries are tight enough to recognize that this person is toxic behavior and it's not compatible with your ecosystem. And that's where we want to build an inner strength, an inner belief, an inner self-worth that goes, my world is worth spending time on. It's worth nurturing and loving and reassuring and healing. And it's giving yourself permission to take time to foster that world again, because it's been so long. And most of us feel stuck at that point because we don't even know where to start. And that's kind of what I do, is help you to rebuild this world, right? And so we get internal and external resources and we work out what you can and can't do. And it's really, really powerful to watch women work on their world and see at the end of that, despite what their mind is telling them that that's not worth it and that won't work, is that they go, oh my God, I have not felt this good in so long. And they actually realize that they can give more to people by giving less to people and other worlds, which is just a crazy concept, because we think if we give, but we're giving not great energy from a burnt out world. We want to foster this world so that we make these worlds thrive around us, and we inspire other people to know that everybody is just as important as everybody else and deserves to thrive in this world. And so we talk about creating those boundaries, like I said, getting to know who you are again. What does this ecosystem need to run? And what external and internal resources and solutions have you got? Because you already know the answers. It's just about digging deep enough and being courageous enough to take action on those steps and giving yourself permission to go, I'm going to allow my world to thrive this is exactly why I'm in this universe. So I hope that helps. I love sharing this with my clients, and I know they find it super helpful to think about nurturing their world and how they want their world to look, and reaching for their goals, and just being able to feel a self-love and acceptance that they never have. And that just creates this crazy change in their life. And they start seeing it throughout their relationships. They start seeing it throughout, the way they see their body, their mind, their thought processes. All of those begin to change just by working on that inner world. So I hope this video helps. If you need any extra support, you know where I am. I will drop the link below, and you can book in for a free session anytime, and we can have a look at what your world looks like and what you would love it to look and feel like in the future. And let's make that change happen. Thanks everyone. Happy Wednesday.